May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor, and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, lead them not themselves, but guide their steps with the light of thy knowledge, and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily thou art their helper and their Lord.
Meron bang ibang tagapag-alis ng kahirapan, liban sa Diyos? Sabihin, purihin ang Diyos. Siya ay Diyos. Ang lahat ay Kanyang tagapaglingkod, at ang lahat ay sumusunod sa Kanyang mga utos. Meron bang ibang tagapag-alis ng kahirapan, liban sa Diyos? Sabihin, purihin ang Diyos. Siya ay Diyos. Ang lahat ay Kanyang tagapaglingkod, at ang lahat ay sumusunod sa Kanyang mga
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is happy. And we are here today because of love and your trust with your friends or with each other. Our trust with each other and our love to each other. And my friends are here because they trust me. They love me, of course. They trust me, and even they don't know where I'm going to bring them, they still come. That's friends. That's a proof of friendship, love and trust, and we think of the good of each. And the same with the invites of the other friends here. Because of their trust with you, they come here, right? Okay. But today, tonight, Raul and I will be talking about the eternal love. No boundaries, no limitation. And it is also the cause of creation. In the hidden words of Baha'u'llah, God says, I love thy creation, hence I created thee. In another quotation, he says, love me that I may love thee. If thou lovest me not, my love can no wise reach thee. But how can we be sure that the love of God is always with us? God is a noble essence. And we cannot understand the reality of God. To continuously flow the love of God to us, to humanity, He has made a covenant between us. He said that He will not leave us alone and without guidance. So He made a covenant. A covenant is agreement between us and God. And how can we be sure that it will really flow continuously? He chosen he has chosen sanctified beings, and they are called manifestations of God. They manifest what is God's. They manifest the new teachings of God from time to time. They are like rays of the sun. The sun doesn't descend on earth, because if it happens, the earth will be consumed. So the rays of the sun gives light and energy to every human being in this planet. The same with the manifestations of God. They are like the representative of God on earth. Whoever believes them believes God. Whoever rejects them rejects God. They are extending the love of God to humanity. And they have teachings. And their teaching is dependent on the time they appear. It's these manifestations of God, they came from time to time. They didn't come one time, like us here. They are like teachers too. They teach humanity from time to time. And some of the manifestations of God are the following, like Muhammad. Sorry. Okay, we start with Noah, Abraham, Krishna, Moses, Zoroaster, Buddha, Christ, and Muhammad. And now the Bab and Baha'u'llah. They have, if you can see in your, have you even, paper there? You will see that the time they came, and also the books and where they came from. I mean, what country. Now, Raul will tell you, the teachings of the latest manifestations of God for this age. Baha'u'llah. So, Raul, it's your turn.
Thank you. As Ariel has mentioned, God doesn't leave mankind without guidance. Therefore, He always sends His manifestations to guide mankind. Throughout history, there were wars, warfare, and all that. And Baha'u'llah came to unite all these people, to remove all these prejudices, to remove this warfare, and to bring peace on earth. In his immortal words, Baha'u'llah said, "You're like the fruits of one tree and the leaves. You are the leaves of one tree and the fruits of one branch." So, the fundamental teachings of the Baha'i faith are three. These are the following: oneness of God, or the belief that there is only one God. We may call Him in different names. For example, in the Middle East, or in Saudi Arabia, for example, they call Him Allah or Muhammad. In the Jewish religion, they also call their God in their own language. For example, in the case of Laos and Thailand, I think they call it Prapupenchao. Or how do you call God in your language, Mr. Gerson? Prapupenchao. Yes, we have different names of God because of our language. However, all these manifestations of God come from the same source. There is only one God. And as I have mentioned again, the three fundamental teachings of the Baha'i faith, which Baha'u'llah taught, are the following: oneness of God, meaning we believe that there is only one God. Next, oneness of religion. All the divine religions come from the same source. Just like if we see light. Whatever it may dwell, there is only one light. So there's only one God, one religion, oneness of religion. Just like what Ariel has mentioned, these are the different manifestations sent by God from time to time to guide us. So they all came from one source, one Father. Okay. Now we also have a teaching in the Bible which mentions that religion should be the cause of unity. If a religion is not a cause of unity, if it would be the cause of discord, then it would be better to be without it, without religion. So the main purpose of religion is to unite all mankind. Alright? So these are the three fundamental teachings of the divine faith. And also, man, humankind, we're all created by one God. There should be no differences when it comes to beliefs, when it comes to race, when it comes to languages, whatever. So that is another teaching of Baha'u'llah for this age. Elimination of prejudices of all kinds, whether it be political prejudice, racial prejudice, disparity between the rich and the poor. These should all be removed because there's only one God that created us. And also, another very important teaching of the Baha'i faith is education of mankind. Throughout history, we have found out that because of ignorance, these injustices which happens in the world became the cause of this, because man was not educated in the beginning. However, because of education, we now know that there's only one human race. We may have different beliefs, as I mentioned again. However, this should not be the cause of our disunity. Rather, it should be the one which would unite us. Because just like the flowers of one garden, there are different flowers of one garden. We may have a red rose, we can have a violet rose, but this adds to the beauty of a garden. So we are likened to flowers of one garden. We have different colors, but we all are the same humankind. Okay, if you look at the second page of the paper which was given to you, we also have an independent investigation of truth. That's why I was telling you earlier, education is very important so that we can search for truth. This gives us now the liberty, the freedom to find truth for our own selves. We should not believe what other people say without investigating it. We should investigate it. We should investigate the truth. Because if we also believe in something which other people say without investigation, that would only lead us to become, how do you call it again? Fanatics. So we should investigate truth for our own self. Because we were given eyes to see, we were given our own ears to listen and find out what the truth is all about. Okay, another one is the harmony of science and religion. Science is truth and religion is also truth. There should be no contradiction between science and religion. Right? Next, this is also very important teaching, equality of men and women. In the past, women were recognized as only second-class citizens. They were relegated to a lower position than men. But now, because of Bahama's coming, he said that we should consider man and woman as the wings of a bird. One wing represents man, and the other wing represents woman. Without equal wings of a bird, it cannot soar high. So it should be balanced. That's why the rights of men and women should be equal, so that they can both soar high. They can advance. Okay. Next, we have spiritual solutions to economic problems. In the world today, we have corruption, injustices. All miseries of mankind happen because we don't have spiritual guidance. With spiritual guidance, problems or injustices in the society can be eliminated. Right? Next, we also have what we call a universal auxiliary language. This is one barrier which disunites people because of the different religions.
Okay.
So Baha'u'llah came so that there should be only one universal language, so that everybody will understand each other. Okay? And finally, last but not least, it says here, universal peace upheld by a world federation. Okay, in the Baha'i faith, we have what we call the Universal House of Justice. Okay? We don't have clergy or priests in the Baha'i faith because we consider each and every one as equals. In the past, there was a need for pastors and priests because at the time, they were the ones who were educated. They were the ones who can say and teach about God. However, in this age, we don't need priests and pastors anymore because all are educated. All can find the truth for themselves. All right? So, if you have questions, you can now have an open forum. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
What is this auxiliary language that will be universal? Which is
Okay. At this moment, we haven't really identified that auxiliary language. But it seems like English at the moment is the auxiliary language which people can use to understand each other. So at this moment, it is English. But we don't know in the future. Okay. That's it.
Open forum, any questions? Anybody who wants to say something? This is the time. Otherwise, if none, are you going to sing?
Yeah. Who is going to sing?
No, there's no.
The guitar.
My guitar. If no singing, I would ask Prisha to play lambong music. So we can have one dance before we have dinner. And after dinner, we can continue with socialization, socializing, question and answer. Jin, Jin. Jin.
Pero
Daman kasi dito yung AJ space. Excuse me. Sila makaikot eh.
butukan alis lang ganito. Min ahan buto kasi. Butukan. Min sum andun pagidi.